We're here. Alright. We're setting up Tony's skateboard. I did my torque block on my board previously and I didn't film it, so Tony's board is an opportunity to film it. This is what mine looks like. Duct taped on Velcro, but you can't really see it. So this is the process. Alright, let's go through the things you're going to need first. Duct tape, torque block. Venom makes a good torque block. There's also Slide Perfect. That makes like the variable ones that I really like. Their material is a bit denser, so it's a bit harder, which I like. But for today's purposes, we're going to be using a Venom torque block. So what I like to do is kind of estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like estimate. I'll let Tony do this, but estimate kind of where you're going to want your torque block. I kind of like it like an inch or two in front of where my back wheels are, so my foot is pretty much on the back wheels, or like 2 inches in front of them, and then slightly at an angle, but I'll let Tony kind of figure out how he wants his torque block, and then we'll go from there. Stand on it. Okay. Tony's kind of figured out where he's going to want it, but it really doesn't have to be perfect. It's mostly to see how wide your board is. And you can also wrap it and then cut it, but I prefer to try to do it all at once. And then draw yourself some lines of like how you want to cut it. And then we're going to cut it. Now we're going to cut it. It's rough, but it'll work. It's going to be wrapped in duct tape anyways. And the duct tape will kind of give it some length. So, okay, now it's kind of counterintuitive, but you're going to take off the sticky and then just wrap around the whole thing. I like to do side, side, back, top, bottom. And then we'll put the Velcro onto the bottom of the duct tape. Velcro onto here, hard on the board, soft on the torque block. And then you're pretty much done. So I'll kind of just edit this so it goes quick, and we'll do it here. I don't know if you can see this, but I kind of cut the edges so you can fold it over each other, and it makes it a lot cleaner. Just like cut it, find the angle and then cut it diagonally outwards, and then it'll fold onto itself way better. Okay, all wrapped up. I didn't do the cleanest job because I kind of messed up the length of stuff. But like, you just want to wrap it in. You'll feel it's a lot stiffer. And it will last forever. So now we're going to put Velcro on it, and then Velcro on the board, and we'll be done with the torque block. So it's really not that complicated, it's just kind of particularities. Hard on the board, soft on the torque block so it can flex, I guess. I don't know, I've always done that way. It works really well. I go full bore with the Velcro. The placement is going to be kind of like, say like half an inch behind where you, or like half an inch to 3/4 of an inch behind where you exactly think you're going to want it. Just so you have kind of, it's not like you can only go forward, you can also go backwards. And if you think about it, the forces applied to the torque block are only in this direction, and Velcro it gets taken off like this, and you're only pressing on it like this while you're skating. So you don't need to put that much Velcro. I like to put a lot of Velcro, and we're gonna do the same with Tony's board. And then yeah, so I'm gonna do 2 strips on the torque block, 2 strips on the board, and then you can kind of just orient it. It doesn't always have to be perfectly lined. Little side note, Tony's board has a lot of concave. So what I do is I do lines on the bottom of the torque block. That way it can flex a tiny bit more when we set it down, and it might not last as long as like perfectly wrapped, but the scores will make it so it can flex a bit better. Since you cut it kind of directional, make sure you're putting it on the right way. I almost made that mistake this evening. Alrighty, torque block should look like this. I left a little edge on the front edge of it, just so when it gets like used, it kind of is closer to the board. The Velcro really is. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but just for my simple mind, I like it this way. So yeah, just like a little edge more, hard on the board, and then you're off to the races. Put the heart on your board like slightly at the angle, but as I said, it's not really gonna matter too much. Okay, and this is what it looks like. I leave a little gap just so you have that much more room. The whole thing is gonna touch both things anyways, so this way you can move it back that much more. We'll put the grip on, but then we'll be done, and you'll be done too. So it's really not that complicated. It's just a lot of steps that one wouldn't think of doing. So yeah, we're gonna finish it up, and then we'll show you the final product. Whoa! Okay, and then take a screwdriver. Sometimes I heat it up if I have a lighter accessible. It doesn't look like it, but just punch through the Velcro, and then mount through the Velcro, and it's a lot easier than mounting through the whole torque block. And that's one of the big benefits of. We're off the tripod. Made a mess. We're having a couple problems with the torque block. I've never super glued grip tape to the duct tape. So we're gonna try to find a solution for that, which is not gonna be super glue. But normally I just use the adhesive that comes with the skateboard, and it works well, but the super glue is not bonding with the duct tape. But other than that, I had to score it. See how I cut slits so it can bend, because he has a lot of concave in that board. So just like this, the duct tape made it so stiff that that it wasn't bending to the concave and adhering with its Velcro mate. But our only problem now is the grip tape, and we'll figure that out. I'll put in the end of the video, like in text, how we figured it out. And Tony's on a race board.